Hello, I'm Kristen Lee. So it is almost 9 o'clock at night on a Saturday. So you know what that's gonna mean is that we're gonna do a chat with me and kind of a rant. So if that's not your vibe, I totally get it. But there's been some stuff I've been going through, and I figured I'd bring you along with me. It has come to my attention on my booktube channel that my vibe's off, and my family has said my vibe's off, and people that are close to me have asked, and I know part of it is I am hormonal. I've never really talked about my experience with my IUD. I just complain about it randomly sometimes. But my doctor, December of 2023, decided that that was the best route for me. I was looking into getting part of a hysterectomy, or having my tubes tied, or not tied, but snipped. I know that there are medical terms, but I'm not. This is what you get when you come here. But anyway, so we had gone back and forth different things, and because I am a cardiac patient and because I am looking at a possible open heart surgery down the road, she just didn't want me to be sedated and go through surgeries if my body naturally is going to go through menopause within the same time that my IUD would have to be changed. So we kind of went back and forth about it, and then I decided to go for it. My experience with it is the norm, but not the norm. So if it had a side effect, I had it. And I got the one with the hormones. I don't remember. It starts with an M. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's the hormonal one. Anyway, I don't know for me, because I am also on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, that the hormones that were new to my body plus my hormones and the medicine just clashed, and I had a really hard time the first couple months. I would just be crying for no reason. And then it tapered out, and like, other than emotional things like my friend getting married, you know, different life things that happened, my grandfather, things like that. I mean, that's typical that you'd get emotional, but otherwise it kind of tapered off. But every now and then it just kicks my butt. It really does. And like, my menstrual cycle before this was way worse. I'd be like 2.5 weeks out of the 4 weeks, if there was 4 weeks in a month, would be just bloated and in pain and just miserable. Now it's down to 1.5 weeks, so I can tolerate it more, but I don't catch it, because one of the things with an IUD is you don't show the signs and need the supplies that you once did. So I never know that that's what it is until I look on my chart and go, oh, that's why I'm so crampy, or that's why I'm so tired, or but this month it was like my skin was bothering me. The last 2 months I look like I have almost a chemical burn, and I didn't change anything. Did not change my shampoo, my soap, my face soap, none of that. It's all the same. And my face has been redder than this. So that's been one of the things. And like, my feet with the weather, they swell. I have a bone spur in one, and I have a metal bar and 6 screws in the other. So I walk like an old lady sometimes. So I never know where, because I have chronic pain, so I don't know where it's coming from. And I don't realize that my mood has changed until somebody points it out to me, because I'm just at bare minimum trying to get through the day. But this week hit me hard because like I had a lot of emotional, mental stuff too. I've been talking with Danielle, and she's going with us on our Philippines trip, and I have stress about the Philippines trip as it is. I still have to get my dress and alter it and get ready for the wedding part of it. I gotta figure out, I like when I go for long periods of time, I like to have disposable things. So like instead of bringing a bottle of body wash, I will bring bars of soap so it doesn't hurt the environment and it breaks down. Same thing with my shampoos and things like that. So I've been in my head about that. And then Danielle had gone to her doctor to make sure that she was physically okay to go on this trip. And her doctor gave her medications for diseases that are in the Philippines that we kind of brushed aside when we talked about it as a family. But then as she told me the medications and the price she had to pay for some of the medications, I felt horrible. But I was just like, well, crap. I am a cardiac patient, and I have a cadaver piece of my heart. So it's not mine. So anytime there's like a chance of infection, like staph could kill me, MRSA could kill me, you know, things like that. So I'm like, I get really anxious and really nervous. I'm sure I'm gonna have a great time. I'm sure that we're staying in some touristy part that somebody hates us for because their family's going through something. I know that. And I know that that's a privilege that I have, but at the same time, what if? So that's been heavy on me. And then I have a friend that had to make a very big decision for a family member that's been sick, and her and her family have been going through a really hard time, and I'm not there. You know, it's really bothering me that there's things like this that's happening, and I'm of the age where we have parents that are sick, or we have grandparents that are sick and leaving us, or aunts and uncles, or brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? It's tough. I've had people pass on in my life, you know, other than my grandfather, before he passed, but it started becoming a clock when he passed away. So I feel bad that I'm not present, as, you know, I'm not there to give a hug, or I'm not there to run an errand or do something that I would normally do if I was back east. And I went through the same thing when my best friend got married, and my other best friend, she had her son graduated from the Marines. I was there virtually, which is fantastic, but had I been back east, I would have been on the car with them, you know? So that kind of hit. And if you pray or send good vibes, that would be great if you could send them to my friend and their family, because I know that they've had a rough week. And then, like, just the news. I'm not gonna get political. I'm not gonna even go there, but the stuff that is being reported and is happening currently in the world is affecting me and my family, and it's scary. And with this trip, it's like everybody's got the ick, and that's another thing. I haven't been able to have my girls' day. I usually, once a month, a bunch of neighbors and friends, and we all get together and we pick a place and we go there. And we've been trying to go to brunch to my friend's new house, and we haven't been able to go. We've been trying. I have her kids' Christmas presents. I have her birthday card. You know, but every week when we try and like coordinate something, somebody has the ick, whether it's one of us, a kid, a family member, you know. So it's been a mess. Anyway, I don't know if all the sicknesses that are going to go around, if that's going to affect flights. And I have a small trip the end of this month, where I have friends coming from another state to go to the Romanticy-Con. I have that going on, but then I have my grandmother going in April back east, and then I have Danielle coming from the east out here, and then we're going to the Philippines. So it's like, it's stressful. And then with the travel things, May 7th, the airlines are making it mandatory that you either need a passport card, or a real ID in order to travel. And Nana only has her New York State driver's license, and for her to get a license here, she'd have to take the road test, and at 80 something years old, she doesn't want to, and I don't blame her. So we're gonna try and get her a passport, because she's gonna need it to come back when she's ready. And her address on her license in New York is the house that's selling, and that's another thing that's up in the air. They keep extending different inspections and stuff like that, so that's been heavy. So yeah, it's a lot. And then, you know, just trying to do content, and I took a hit. I let it get under my skin. And that's when you do these videos and you put your face on the internet, you have to toughen your skin. You have to. And you have to know that, one, it could be a bot. Two, it's just somebody that is being a troll. Or three, they don't really know you, and they watched a few seconds of you and made a choice and decided to type, right? So I'm very sensitive about my booktube channel because I feel like that kid, you know, that poor kid that's just sitting there and hoping that if they sit there long enough to all the other kids, that one of them will talk to I feel like that kid. And all the creators and everything that I talk to and have become friends with, they're fantastic. And my friends that I've made through with my YouTube channel, they're fantastic, and they've been very supportive. But every now and then a comment comes through and I'm like, what? You know? And I'll go back and I'll watch it and I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see what you see. But this comment, and then the other thing that got under my skin was the person had like, I don't deal with bullies or something like that in their name, and I'm like, no. That's not nice. But anyway, they told me that I was that I shouldn't hit record when I look so sad, and that people go to the booktube community to be uplifted and enlightened, and if I can't do that, maybe I should not push record. in a different, you know, in her own words. But I'm like, it's my wrap-up video. You've seen me. You've been with me a while. So my wrap-up videos, you get what you get. You get my triple chins at different angles. You know, I do my best to make sure nothing pops out because sometimes I'm waking up. And with reading lately, I do it in the morning when little bro's at school, or at night, and I'll be up until like, sometimes 1 o'clock in the morning reading and trying to catch up on things. And so when I do my little vlogs, to record it, because I was doing such a hard time sitting down and going through my list of books and remembering enough about each book, especially if I didn't like it. You know, if I gave it like 1 or 2 stars, I should have DNF'd it. But either way, I found that I did a horrible job going through each one and explaining about the books. So I thought I'd start, as I finish the book, explain what I thought about it. Or while I'm reading it, or something happens and there's a big climax and I get ticked off that one of my favorite characters get killed. You know, things like that. So that's what I did this month, and I woke up to the comment and it got under, and I couldn't let go. It's still bothering me. I've ranted about it for 2 minutes. I don't know. I have no problem doing this. I have no problem doing the lifestyle vlogs and the hauls. You know, the hauls are some of my best videos, that and my try-ons, which is one of the reasons why I got the BookTube channel on a different channel, because I felt that it was blending in too much and it was kind of taking over the content on this page or on this channel. So I got a piece of steak stuck in my tooth. It's bugging me. Anyway, so that was, and everybody I talked to, they were fantastic about it and they were very supportive. But you know, once it gets to you and it sticks there, you're like, but you're being nice to me, like, you know. So yeah, that was my week. I'm hoping that I finally just get my time of the month and say goodbye, and I'm back to being me by middle of next week, because I'm done. I'm done feeling tired and sore, and just I had to go back to Midol. I haven't had Midol since I was like, I want to say I stopped it in my 20s because my doctor said that I was taking too much of it and that it was showing up in my labs for my liver. But nothing else was working. All of my go-tos, like I usually I'm not gonna lie and say up my water. I don't. I kind of use Gatorade as my, because I need the electrolytes. But I up my caffeine, and I try and eat things with more iron, and I don't know. So yeah, that was my week. Hopefully next week is better. I'm glad I got it off my chest. I'm sorry that I ranted and complained for going on almost 20 minutes. So I hope you had a better week than I did. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I am not watching the Super Bowl because I don't know anything about football, and I don't know any of the halftime performers this year, so I won't be partaking in that this year. But if you do, I hope you have a great time. If you go to a party, that you have yummy snacks. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.